Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account and we are looking at the Temple Rift. Now, as promised, guys, I told you I'd come up with some Rift teams. I'm going to show you the ones that I'm utilizing within the Temple Rift, and then we'll go in here and I will show you all of the Temple Rift teams that we're seeing in different formations. So let's go ahead and challenge. I'm going to show you again. The ones that I'm running in here are Mishka with Scarlet. So this also does have the Awakened version of Solus in there, and it also does have Nevi as well as Peanut. This one has worked incredibly well. Now looking at this one is running the Boulder armor. I wanted to go through and again show you exactly which ones we're running, and then we do have the Rock Lizard in there. Second one is Brutus with the Dimensionals. Now a lot of players will run Rem and Amelia in here, but this one again working incredibly well. You have Albedo to buff up Joan and Merlin. Then you have a Mortis in here. The Awakened version of Brutus is a monster. And I ran Blade Ridge in here with the Cloud Tempest. Now this one is the Awakened version of Thane, and then of course we have buffers, guys. Rem doing an incredible amount of damage, but crowd control with Mulan, crowd control and buffing when it comes to Tamris right up here, and then of course Vithio the same with the Winged Lion, and then in there we are running the Axe Fury, and here we have the Awakened version of Baden with some Greyborns. We're running double support in the Greyborn, and then we also do have Kanisa and Root for crowd control, and I ran the Owl in here with the Frosty Trap. And the final one is, of course, the Awakened version of Belinda with Ulna. Now, this variation I ran with Pharrell right back here for the crowd control aspect, just giving more time for her to actually ult with Talisman in here. And then Meteoric Rise is the final one that we used in there. Now, I'm going to hop over. I'm going to check out a couple other formations. But first, when it comes to the beacons, guys, the only thing you need in here is the Trade Enhancer. There is no other reason, honestly, to build up the rest of these. I did it because we do put a little bit in here and we got some out of the purchase rewards that we got to actually level those up. But even the room is completely empty. Trade Enhancer is what you want to build when it comes to the building it out for the Rift. So let's hop over, guys. Let's check out some other team comps. All right, so here is the first variation. Now, all of these have at this point cleared floor 300. So you can see they're running the Ainz Albedo combination, which of course was super impressive. We have Rem in here and very similar to what we were running. In here it does have Grez and Edwin, so double tanks, even seeing it's not that big of a build. Now big to Wolfle for providing some of these team comps and a lot of Adventure Walk, a lot of the guild that I'm in. We have quite a few builds out of there. Now down here you can see we have Mishka Solus with Scarlet. That is very similar to the formation that I was running. Brutus in here with some buffers. You can see Brutus is running with Kren down here. We have Halos, we have Peanut, we have Silas, so triple support within this formation. And then the very last one is, of course, the Awakened version of Belinda with Ulna that we have seen in the past. Very strong team. Now looking at some of these, so the first one is actually running the Axe with Blade Ridge, which again, I'm just going to kind of run through them. Team number 2 in here was running the Cloud with the winged Owl. So this was actually running the Owl. The third one is the Ring with Talisman. The fourth one was running the fifth one was running the Rock Lizard with the Meteor, and then the armor was on team 4, which goes hand in hand, guys. And again, a couple different team comps in here that we can kind of take a look at. All right, guys, just a few other team comps. Again, all of these have hit that level 300 at this point. Looking here, we do have Tarnos in the formation. I know a lot of players do not have Tarnos, but they're running Tarnos with Solus and Nevi in here, as well as Halos and then Vithio. So big damage dealers up front right here. Now this is running the Deer with the Meteor, the Meteor badge within there. Now team 2 does have Kanisa and Rook with Sonya. If you have Sonya built out, the Awakened version of Athalia, and then we do have Rain and Mortis in here again as the buffers. So you notice kind of a common theme between these heroes is most of them have 1 or 2 tanks, 1 or 2 damage dealers, but a majority of the heroes that you see within these formations are support. And then this one again was running the Talisman with the Axe. Now the third team we look at is the Lion, so actually the Winged Lion with the Ring of Domination. And in here we have the Awakened version of Baden, we have Anasta, and then support. And then of course we have Oden as the primary damage dealer in here, working very well, having a couple Greyborns in there. This one, of course, is very stable, guys. This was running the Rock Lizard with the Storm, but it is, again, the Awakened version of Belinda as well as Ulna. Then we do have Taylene in there, so support. And then, of course, down here, we have the exact same formation. So Brutus with the dimensionals in here. Here we have Amelia in here, a little bit of a sub in there, which again, looking at the crowd control within this game mode works incredibly well. Also looking at Amelia, a lot of players are running her in here or running Rem. Now, the very last one ran the Owl with the Boulder Armor, which usually follows around Brutus. And then, like I said before, the Rock Lizard and the Storm was on Team 4. And this team was from a guildie from Wolf. I know Wolf watches a lot of the videos, so big shout out for him for sharing these team comps over on Discord. In this one, absolutely very cool as well, guys. Bob 49's comp, you can see what he's running here. Rift A with the Axe of Fury and the pet. I love how he built these in the formations and the tabs. Makes a really big difference. You can see Boulder Armor again following that Awakened version of Brutus. But they were running Honesta in here with Frampton, then Mortis as a buffer. The Ring of Domination with the Owl in here. Again, very, very big with Tamaris and Vithio running together with Baden. Works well. Mulan in there for crowd control. Then we have Silas for support and for buffing in here. The Dimensional team. Now, this is more of the traditional Dimensional team that we're seeing now. That a lot of players have Amelia and Rem built. And you'll notice through a lot of the formations, a lot of the ones that we've covered, you haven't seen a lot of the fully built max out engraving. So even looking here, guys, Rem doesn't have a plus 39 of 9. Amelia doesn't have the plus 39 of 9. Also does not possess any of the engraving. So even looking here, it's a lot more of a basic combination at this point with the Tempest Cloud and running Talisman because they are not fully built out. Again, the badges in here make a big difference. So do the beacons. So when you're building them up, making sure you're focusing on the beacons. And then down here, Kanisa and Rook with Mishka again. And then we do have Nevi in there with Odin and Scarlet. I probably wouldn't run the double damage, but it does work, guys. Again, when you look at this team, fundamentally, Kanisa and Rook and Mishka provide an incredible amount of crowd control, followed by the crowd control that Odin does. And then, of course, we have Scarlet in there doing an incredible amount of damage as the kind of the kill squad within this formation to really make sure that you bring it home with the damage. I love the formations. Again, this was Bob 49's comp. I love the layout in here to get to that 300 level. The final one we're going to go through, you can see, again, kind of the very, very similar thread, where if you're running the Awakened version of Brutus in here with Grez in this formation, we have crowd control with Amelia, and then we are running Scarlet in here as the damage dealer within this formation. Silas, of course, as support. Down here, the Dims, they run their own team comp. Again, seeing here, you have the Awakened version of Athalia versus Amelia. Amelia actually dropped into a different team. So there are a lot of variations in here that you can actually do. We have Athiel in here with, of course, look, Raku made his way in there with the 4 Wilder heroes in here. You can see built out quite a bit within this team, able to push 300 in the Rift with no problem. Team 4 switches it up a little bit, so actually running Alna with Baden instead of running Alna with Belinda. And again, they're running a lot of either crowd control or we're seeing a lot of support. So we have Odin, then we have support, then we have crowd control in here. So all of these together, guys, make for a very, very ideal team. And then the last one, this is more of a traditional run that we see with the Awakened version of Belinda. This really focuses on her doing damage versus so much of the crowd control, because essentially you have 1, 2, 3, 4, that is right, guys, 4 support heroes, and she is in there to just maximize the damage and just burn out teams as fast as possible. So a lot of different teams in here, guys, but again, you can look through here, you can see exactly what kind of the common thread for a majority of these teams do look like. Now looking here, of course, the Boulder Armor on the first one, running the Seal in here. You can also run some crowd control with Talisman, and now we do have the Fox. So if you have the Fox built up as well, looking at Team 2, again, the Dimensional team, usually running Talisman within this one. Then we have Vithio right down here. This one can, again, run usually Sweeping Tide, but you can go in there with the Rock Lizard, or you can actually do the Rock Lizard on Team 5, which, again, is usually what we see run with that Awakened version of Belinda. But if you don't have that Awakened version of Belinda, again, a lot of other teams and a lot of other formations to really run in here. And then the Baden formation, again, you could do the Owl in this formation, would work incredibly well, depending on the pets you have, and even the Seal. The Seal guys work incredibly well in a lot of different formations, which is pretty cool to see. So, all right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Shared a lot of team comps that came from Reddit, some came from Discord, some of my own. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Again, as we're continuing through the Temple Rift, as we're making more progression within those game modes, you should be able to finish it out if you've been playing AFK Arena for a little while. I know on the live stream, some players were talking about, been playing for 3 months. Am I going to be able to hit 300 in the Rift? Chances are no, because of the difficulty when you get to multiple teams. That is when it really does start getting harder. So guys, again, that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.